Yeah, so as you see, we've had a lot of change since we got together last time, and the vines have been rapidly growing. We're now into a full set. It means they bloomed, flowered, pollinated, and the berries have set. So the grapes are fully visible now, the clusters. What does happen right now is what we call shatter, and they're just about through shatter, but you can see a shake and you can see some small berries drop. Because you'll set berries, but not all the berries will actually set. These are all going to shatter off. These little mummies here, they won't develop. So it's the grapes that have size that'll develop, and it's these small ones that will shatter off, and which is normal. Shatter is one interesting part that we don't have a good handle on, what causes more shatter one year than the others. Certain varieties have a tendency to shatter more than others.
Do you lose tonnage because of shatter? I mean,
it's almost like a self-regulating process of the vine itself, self-regulating that, you know, to the point where it, you know, it doesn't overfruit, which, you know, it could kill the vine if the vine was overfruited and you know, it wasn't being manicured and taken care of. So I think it's a natural thing. Certain varieties shatter much worse than others. A good example is Cab Franc. Cab Franc has a tendency to put a lot of clusters on the secondaries, and then it shatters them off. So then they end up, well, you know, within a wide open cluster is a good thing. I don't mind. I don't mind a cluster like this. It's you know, still open, so we get good airflow. It's eventually they will close, but it reduces disease pressure, and they dry better, and so you don't have as much wetting period on them. What we have done that's important here, and this is a good example of what I think we do uniquely, is that we, what the catch wires do, and training the trellis. You can imagine if this wire wasn't here, all this stuff would be rolled down here and all this stuff would be shaded. So you can see when you lift the wire, you expose the fruit zone. And it makes a huge difference in ability to produce quality fruit. Not just in the fact that it sees more sunlight, you can see you get air drainage through, but like we were talking before, keeping them dry, keeping the wetting periods down, and keeping the fruit exposed is important, and also for protection. When we're putting protectants on it, you can get it on. If all this canopy was laying down, you wouldn't be getting the protections to the fruit, and you wouldn't be getting the sunlight to the fruit. So, but you can see that. See, just when I touch those clusters, I pick up all these small mummies, we call them. These are all part of the shatter process that occurs right now. They'll go finish this up here in the next few days, and then that's when we really come back in and start doing our estimates. We wait till after shatter to get our first, well, our most important estimate. You know, we can make adjustments, good or bad, if Mother Nature does things like stop raining, or we have some unfortunate storm. But you know, this is when we another week or two after shatter, we'll go in here and make our estimates, and we do it tons per acre, and then calculate total tonnage per block, and from there we calculate our total tonnage per variety, and that comes up with how we're going to work amongst our customers to meet their needs, right? So. But what is amazing is how quickly they go from a flower and then a pollination, where they go from this to this. That happens within a week and a half. It's incredible how fast all of a sudden, once they get pollinated, the berry jumps, and then all of a sudden there's fruit. Now these will continue to grow. Now what happens is that the vines are just finishing up what we call our rapid shoot period. Rapid shoot growth occurs post bloom through set, and then once the berry starts set, what happens is they start going through cell division, which the berries are growing, and that starts taking more nutrients from the plant. So the rapid shoot growth slows, and there's more energy going into berry development. These will continue to grow. I mean, basically, the rule of thumb is if you take your fingers and wrap them up like this, if the tendrils are longer than the top leaves, then you're still growing. It's when that top leaf is longer than the rest of the growth, then you're usually getting this close. But we'll have continuous growth here for, and it all depends on the amount of moisture we get. And we'll have to come in here and do some more tucking, and in certain cases we'll clip off the long stuff. We haven't done it mechanically, but we're looking for ways to do it mechanically as we get bigger in muscat.
What's tucking, Jeff?
Tucking is what we do all the time. Not only do we move the wire up, but we come along and we take this cane here and we tuck it up into here. A better example might be this cane right here. This cane is a cane that was hanging down too low. The wire didn't catch it, so we'd bring it up and tuck it up onto this wire. We'd find a home for it so it wasn't on the ground, still exposed. We do endless amount of tucking. It's just all part of the canopy management and canopy manipulation, as some people call it, where you're constantly adjusting the canopy to maximize, the exposure. Now, the other thing we'll do if we add shears, if it's too low, I just cut it off, because if I got plenty of canes coming from the head to satisfy my first fruiting wire, okay, then I really don't need too many down below that. So, there'll be a combination of tucking these or cutting them off. It's almost like a final suckering. But now that we see what we've got, we'll probably come along and those would just be cut off. You get two things that occur. You get rid of some fruit, and you get rid of some low vegetation. It's just all part cleaning things up, right? I think in general it's a reasonably well-balanced crop, and we have a potential for a very nice vintage.